Hi, this is Tyrone, and welcome to another edition of The Agent. This week's episode is titled A Model Called Amy. This week, I was speaking with a former model who shared with me her story of not being able to shake the look she got from the former president of Elite Models many years ago. She shared that the president was interested in representing her until she told her the truth about her age. 24, considered an old bag age to start in the business. They thought she was younger because she had a youthful look about her. She explained that the look went from joy to somewhat disgust on the president's face. But what surprised me was that she wasn't able to shake it off. She wasn't able to shake off that look that still haunted her. Sometimes it's not what people say to us, but how they say it and the look that goes with it. Thanking God for shut doors is not easy. I've encountered so many in my life that I've seen them all now as a lesson. But it wasn't always easy to accept or understand, especially in the moment when the door shuts in your face without any reason. Like Amy. Amy, a beautiful young model from Ohio with pixie short blonde hair, the whitest teeth one has ever seen, and full lips before it became chic today. Some of you know Amy's story, but it's worth sharing again. Amy was new to New York and did not have much money to go on castings, so it was important that every penny count. Then one day, her big break came. I got her an option to shoot a magazine in Paris called Amica. She was to travel for 1 week, but shoot for 3 days. Everyone was excited for Amy because it meant the start of many doors to open. But as God, the agent, would have it, I had proposed her to another client based in Canada that I had been pushing to use her for one of their catalog shoots. They called and also decided to book her for $4,000 for a 1-day shoot in Canada on the same day she was supposed to travel to Paris with a team for the magazine from New York to Paris. The photographers, stylists, assistants, etc. Everyone. I knew Amy needed the money as well as the editorial shoot in Paris. So I tried to make it work. Tried to make it work out that she could do both jobs. I called the editor of the magazine to explain the situation and asked him if they would allow her to travel the following day instead of with the crew and miss the first day of shoot, but still able to shoot the 2 other days. However, the editor of the magazine was furious with me, rightfully so, as they had the first option to book her. In fact, they made it absolutely clear that what I did wasn't cool with them. But I knew Amy needed the money and that I was going to take the catalog in Canada no matter what. $4,000? Of course, I'm going to take it. So the magazine canceled their options and walked away. But up to the last minute, I was still begging the magazine to use her. But to no avail. Sometimes we don't always get what we want. God knows all things and protects us from our own selves. So on that Tuesday evening, as Amy traveled back to New York from Canada, the doors to TWA Flight 800 shut closed with a photographer, assistant, stylist on board, and without our lovely Amy. Shut out without an opportunity to shoot in Paris. But upon takeoff that evening from JFK, TWA 800 crashed and went down in flames with everyone on board. It never made it to Paris, and everyone on board died. I fought so hard to get Amy on that booking to no avail because God, the greatest agent ever lived, knew in advance what was about to happen. Sometimes we fight for things that God is protecting us from. You see, when God shuts doors, no man can open it. And when He opens a door for you, no man can close it. Because in the end, it's for His glory. Today, I still give glory to God for protecting young Amy, who lived to tell the tale. In a somewhat different story, Paul, the greatest apostle ever lived, went through a similar situation. Well, not on a plane, but on a boat. He was being taken to Rome and had warned the captain of the ship that there would be disaster if they sailed. But they would not listen to him until the ship got into a brutal storm, and for 14 days they traveled in total darkness because of the storm. Until then, the boat crashed and was wrecked to pieces off the shores of Malta, where they were able to swim to land. For that mother was still upset years after being told no to Elite. Hopefully she found new meaning from the story I shared with her, and that in life we can't always get what we want. The great agent is saying, I've set before you an open door of opportunities and blessings that no man can shut. And I've closed doors you desired so much and are holding on to. Let go. May this be a lesson for us to always listen to the little warnings God is giving us each day. His Spirit lives in us, but we need to heed its warning until it's too late. Until next time, may the peace of Christ, the greatest agent ever lived, guide and lead us to all truths in our hearts, mind and soul. And may you have the most blessed and wonderful weekend. Until then, Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. Bye-bye.